Welcome back to the Dylan Shea channel. Today, this is a match reaction to Tottenham versus Manchester City. Should have said that the other way around actually, because it's at the Etihad. But it's a bit different. This is actually before the game. I'm going to predict this game. Coming into it, Tottenham Hotspur and Manchester City have both got the same amount of points in the last 5 games, which is 7. I think Spurs thought they would challenge. I am a Spurs fan, by the way. Thought they would challenge for the league. That hasn't quite happened. Nowhere near, in fact. In the last 5 meetings, Spurs have won 4 of them, so I'm taking that into consideration in my prediction. We did win 3-2 last year. Of course, Harry Kane with an amazing performance at the Etihad, like seriously ridiculous. Probably one of the best I've seen in the Premier League. But at the same time, we also beat Arsenal in our last 9 home meetings, I think. So, and look what happened, a few days ago? They absolutely battered us. To sum up, Tottenham Hotspur, not very good at football. I don't think it's relevant that Spurs beat Man City last year. I don't. I think Man City are going to be way too good for us. It's 2 of the best strikers in the league up against each other. Unfortunately for Harry Kane, there's no one else on that Spurs team that's good. Lineups right in front of me. Rico Lewis comes in at right back for Man City, which is interesting. I would say last season that's okay because that's good for us because we have Son, but technically we don't. We literally play with 10 men. That's how bad Son has been this year. Nathan Ake left back. You would look at that, wouldn't you, and think that is a targeted area, but we're just not very good at football, so it's not. I'm seeing Julian Alvarez, Mahrez, Haaland, Grealish in midfield, which is interesting actually. That is super interesting. No De Bruyne, and I've captained him. This is the most pet thing ever, although apparently he does have a bit of an injury. Looking at the Spurs team, Christian Romero, Ben Davis, Lloris, Dyer, is, apart from Emerson Royale, it's probably our strongest team, to be honest. But it's interesting because I've seen a lot of people say, oh, we need new players. But we beat Man City with Emerson, I think, last year. And we were playing good with Emerson last year. So I think this year it has been more system than personnel problem. We've played way too deep. Bentancur and Højbjerg, Son, Kulusevski, Kane. It's our strongest team apart from Emerson Royale. And we beat these lot last year. I can't see it happening again though. So I'm going to go with Man City 3, Tottenham 1. Man City 4, Tottenham 2, not quite 3-1. Not the worst prediction ever though. I mean, just add 1 more goal to each team and there we go. Yeah, as a Spurs fan, that's quite frustrating because I thought the game was there tonight. I didn't think Man City were that good. I don't think Man City are that good, to be honest. I think Arsenal, after watching Arsenal versus Spurs last week, they are miles above Man City, I think. We didn't gift them 4 goals, definitely gifted 1 of them. And I think Conte deserves that because to bring on Longley is ridiculous, I think. Why you would bring on Longley, honestly. Every Spurs fan, I think, probably knows that Longley isn't good enough. He's slow, error prone, not good on the ball. I don't know what he offers apart from height. And has he even scored a header for Spurs? Maybe 1. Doesn't offer anything, not good enough. And yeah, Conte deserves that one. It's annoying because that game was so there. Man City were not that good tonight. When I look at how Spurs played first, let's talk a bit more about Spurs first of all, as I am a Spurs fan. Defensively, Eric Dyer has to leave. He has to go. He was playing really well under Antonio Conte for a while, even under Mourinho. But the same thing happened as last time. He's got back into the England squad and his performances haven't been the same. He's dropped off. Complacency could be, because his drop-off links exactly with the timing that he was introduced back into the England squad. He was definitely our worst centre-back tonight, again, as he usually is. So poor. Romero at times isn't as good as last year, but definitely our best centre-back on the ball. Very good. Made some great tackles, especially one on Haaland late on, but just gets caught sleeping sometimes, Romero. Like, he's a bit fed up, which is understandable. We are absolutely shite. Emerson Royal, you know what? Fair play to him, because coming, I said it's our strongest team apart from Emerson Royal, and he was one of our best players tonight. I thought he did himself proud tonight. I thought he did well. I kept the ball really well for us, scored a goal as well with a header, but his overall performance I thought was really good. I'm just going to look at his pass completion, because it didn't seem like he lost the ball at all. 82%. So when you consider the amount of pressure that he's under as a fullback, that is quite good. He made 27 of his 33 passes. We have to talk about Son, I think. How have Spurs just lost 4-2 at the Etihad and the game has just completely passed Son by? I don't understand it at all. Well, I do. I think he's passed it. I do. It's either one of those where in the summer next year he comes back to the old Son after a rest, or it's actually that he's passed it. He has reached the age of 30, and this is where players start to dip. He's not been the same player this year. He's probably been good for about 2 of the 19-ish games Spurs have played this year. Not good enough at all. I thought Højbjerg and Bentancur were magnificent in this game. Both of them. I thought Bentancur a little bit in the second half dropped off. Højbjerg, well done. He was a machine in that midfield today. Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, Harry Kane, class as usual. Yeah, we know what Harry Kane brings to Tottenham. He's our only consistently good player that plays good every week. But I thought we played quite well. Kulusevski, the quality was at times lacking again tonight, but I think he's getting better than the Arsenal game. He has just come back from injury, and he's had a couple of injuries in a row, so I will let him off. But he's in the game. If I look at his touches, Kulusevski had 58 touches, which is obviously, he's involved quite a bit. When you consider Kulusevski's having 58 and Son has 30, Son, the game just completely passed him by. I think Ben Davies has to start. That back three of Dyer, Romero, Davies is our best back three right now. Dyer has to go. Ben Davies is better than Dyer. Lloris has to go. I think 2 of them goals are preventable from Lloris. I think the one where he misses the catch and Alvarez scores, and I think the Riyad Mahrez near post one, just terrible goalkeeping, I think. We were 2-0 up and we gave it away. It is poor to do that. We lost 4-0 in the second half. That is not an Antonio Conte side. But there are positives to take. It's not great, but it's better than what it has been, which is, to be fair, not a very high standard. So not difficult to do that. But let's talk about Man City. I'm not impressed with them. I'm really not. I know they scored 4 goals in the second half, but that's against a poor Tottenham defence. I think Nathan Ake, by the way, tonight was magnificent as a left back. So strong to have a left back with such physical abilities. Rodri is, him or Casemiro is the best CDM in the world. It's ridiculous. Every time I watch Rodri, he's the closest thing since Sergio Busquets, definitely. I'm looking at the screen, by the way, so that's why. If you look at Riyad Mahrez, great game from him tonight. Hitting Haaland, I didn't think he was great tonight. I know he got the goal, but was he that good? Julian Alvarez, I think, has to start over Jack Grealish on the left. Jack Grealish didn't really play in the middle, in the midfield. It was more Alvarez. Jack Grealish was actually on the left. And I want to talk about Jack Grealish because, well, he's not very good, is he, at Man City? I hear Gary Neville always trying to defend him and say that, Jack Grealish should do more. And he's not quite going in on Jack Grealish, is he? Jack Grealish is a flop at Man City. For me, there's no doubt about that at all. Doesn't do enough, cuts back way too often, doesn't attack enough. There were times tonight where we were vulnerable and Jack Grealish just sort of didn't give it his all. Turned back, 5-yard pass, and he's done it way too much at Man City for me. For me, I'd have Alvarez on the left, Haaland up front, Kevin De Bruyne obviously in the 10 role, with Riyad Mahrez or Bernardo Silva on the right hand side. I'd choose Bernardo Silva personally, but yeah, for Man City to beat us without Kevin De Bruyne, yeah, impressive. And it's definitely the best. Look at this. I'm going to read you this bench. So we have Ortega, Cancelo, Kyle Walker, Laporte, Ruben Diaz, Kevin De Bruyne, Calvin Phillips, Bernardo Silva, Phil Foden. I mean, what is that? And they've still beat us 4-2 and beat us 4-0 in the second half. Oh, we're in trouble. We're in big trouble. We need a rebuild. But from here, what does this mean? After watching this performance from Man City, I don't think they'll win the league. I think this is Arsenal's league. I think Arsenal are in a different league to Man City. Maybe the way Arsenal play is good for Man City to counter-attack on them. Can't see Man City beating Arsenal twice, especially at the Emirates. For Spurs, tonight was a massive chance to get 3 points with Man United slipping up against Crystal Palace, and they haven't taken it. And when you're relying on Kane so heavily, that is going to happen. Son is a bystander at the moment. I think Richarlison has to come in and replace him because he is honestly nothing at the moment. And yeah, I mean, Spurs could have gone 3-2 up. This could have been a different game, but the defence of Spurs, that just lack of being able to keep a clean sheet is going to cost them top four. And the front three not being connected enough is a problem. The XG in this game was Man City had 2.45 to Tottenham's 0.84. Yeah, there's no surprise there. Man City having 60% of the possession. Yeah, Man City, were the better team, but I thought they were for the taking for Spurs tonight, and I'm very disappointed. Yeah, if you have enjoyed this video, give it a like and subscribe if you are new, and thank you for watching.